Sexual assault reports to police collecting dust or closed altogether without a key interview ever taking place. It's a troubling trend uncovered by the KSL investigators.
Daniela Rivera's been digging into gaps in Utah's justice system for more than a year now and has the latest in our Failure to Protect series.
Courage and years of therapy motivated Megan Doan to sit down with a Salt Lake City police detective in 2019.
You know, in the future, someone to ask me, well, what happened to the guy who hurt you? And I don't want to say I did nothing.
Here, she made a report of a sexual assault she said happened nearly 10 years earlier.
I didn't really understand what was going on. I was just 18 years old.
She knew her case would be a difficult one to prosecute. She and the man had dated after the assault she reported.
There's the fight or flight, but I froze.
Even if her report couldn't lead to charges, Megan says she expected police to investigate thoroughly. But case records show police stopped investigating without ever trying to speak with the suspect.
It was just really, really hard to be like, why can't you just go talk to him?
Megan says the detective also did not try to interview a witness who she'd confided in about the assault, and she says he didn't ask to look at the journals she'd kept either, sitting inches away from him during this interview.
Why couldn't they have done those things?
The KSL investigators consulted experts across the country on best practices for sexual assault investigations.
Of course you have to make contact with an offender.
Tom Tremblay helped create the International Association of Police Chiefs training curriculum for investigators working these difficult cases.
And if you never talk to the suspect, no offender-focused investigative strategy, you don't have a promising practice investigation. It's that simple.
You need to thoroughly investigate each and every case that you have.
And Louisiana State University law professor Lisa Avalos says research shows many sexual offenders are serial offenders. So investigators should treat every case like an important piece of a puzzle.
If we're throwing away the clues in the trash, throwing away puzzle pieces, we're not going to solve those crimes.
Yet the KSL investigators have found case after case of various Utah agencies failing to contact suspects. Accused serial predator Joshua Homer is now facing several new charges of rape in Davis County after our team found cases had been shelved without investigators reaching out to him. And then there's this man, Byron Thad Hatterley. He's now convicted in a sexual assault case involving his ex-wife. But police in Cache County inactivated their investigation twice without trying to talk to him. They finally interviewed him more than a year later after he was arrested for trying to sexually assault a 16-year-old girl.
I can see both sides of that conversation in the sense that you always want to leave no stone unturned.
Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill says his office declined to prosecute Megan's case.
Even though I validate the injury and the harm, we know that objectively we couldn't meet that burden of proof.
Barring a confession from the suspect, Gill says they didn't have the evidence to bring charges, and confessions in sexual assault cases are rare.
But it's that 0.1%, right? That kind of holds that hope out.
It was that hope that pushed Megan to keep trying, and in 2020, she submitted her case to the Utah Attorney General's office for a second look. Emails show an investigator in the AG's office asked for the contact information for the witness Megan said she confided in, and photocopies of her journals. He even told her they were preparing to go contact the suspect in the coming days. But once again,
By the time at the end, none of it had been done.
the AG's office also declined her case without contacting the suspect. Second look prosecutor Che Arguello would not discuss why.
I am sorry she walked away with the feeling that there wasn't a complete investigation done. Beyond that, I can't comment.
Megan and many others tell us they reported to police hoping to protect others.
People don't want to report, and I think this is what they fear.
Now, she hopes speaking out in this way can improve how agencies respond to those who report in the future.
I hope that somebody else doesn't have to go through what I went through.
Our team has spent the last year digging into failures at every level of Utah's justice system through this series, Failure to Protect. If there's a story you want us to look into, call or text the number on your screen or send me an email at Daniela@ksl.com.